ECP stands for?
Is that the one where somebody gets down, you have to clear the area?
No.
Okay.
So it's entry control point. And an entry control point is what you use at a base to keep the people you want out, and keep the people inside safe. It's going to be guarded by a few people. Does anyone know what a challenge word is? Duress word?
Oh, zebra.
Do you know what it means though? Like what it's for?
No. I just saw it in the reading.
Well, at least you remembered zebra. Stood out. So zebra was the example for the duress word. For a challenge word, it's going to be something, it's going to be a call and response, like a code word to try to get somebody inside.
Flash. Lightning.
Right. Terrible example though. I don't like the one they use in the book. Thunder and lightning and flash and lightning, like that's something that's pretty easy to guess. You're going to want to use something that's completely unrelated. So if Ted Fields is walking up to my ECP and he can't present me with any identification, I'm going to say rock.
Kool-Aid.
Unrelated, but that was the duress word, or the challenge word, call and response that we set up. A duress word is much less direct. It's very covert. It's something you're trying to sneak into a sentence to let your team know that something's wrong while the enemy doesn't know what you're talking about. So if, let's say the challenge word, or the duress word is rock, right? I'm searching someone and I feel a gun. I would say something like, man, my foot still hurts from that rock I stepped on earlier. And they're going to know, okay, something's up. And this person who's I'm searching is like, what does that mean? That means nothing to me. We're going to demonstrate the proper procedure and verbiage for how to work an ECP. So let's say Cadet Fields is trying to get on my ECP here. He's walking up. I'm going to command halt when he's some distance away. And I'm going to ask him to identify himself.
Cadet Fields attachment 160.
I'll say advance to be recognized. Halt again once he's about within 10 paces. I'll ask for an ID of some sort. And what you're going to want to do, if he can present an ID, is have him place it on the ground and take like 5 paces backwards so that you can safely walk up, look at his ID, go, okay, this is him, say, you're good to come in. Just hand him their ID back in as they walk into the ECP. Foster, you want to go over what happens if someone's not being as compliant?
So if someone's not being compliant, not giving ID, and not stopping, you go through the 5 S's. And the 5 S's stand for shout, show, shove, shoot a warning shot, and then shoot to kill. And it's pretty much just an escalation of force that we use. So if Cadet Fields was approaching me and he wasn't stopping, wasn't holding, wasn't giving any ID, and being non-compliant, I'd first shout, stop! Stop! If he didn't stop, I would unholster my weapon and have it at a low ready. If he was still coming on base and approaching me, you first want to shove him back. And then if he is still coming, warning shot. And then finally, if you think deadly force is needed, you would shoot to kill. Does that make sense to everyone? And a good thing to know about the 5 S's is you can skip around from shout to shoot, or if you want to go from shout to show to shove, and then to shoot to kill, and just skip the warning shot, you can, depending on the situation. Like if he's coming up with a knife, you're not going to shout, you're not going to shove, because you don't want to get in a wrestling match with someone with a knife, even if you do have a gun. I mean, just use common sense on it, and just try to remain justified. Cadet Fields, do you want to take over?
Yeah. So if I've now halted him, Cadet Foster, and he hasn't like shown any signs of being hostile, but he's still trying, he still wants to get on base, I'm going to tell him to stop. I'm telling him to turn away from the sound of my voice. I'm using hand signals because if he can't understand English, or it's loud in the city, whatever's going on, he can still see what I'm trying to get him to do, and maybe he might figure it out. Then I'm telling him to get down onto his knees, lay down flat on your stomach, move your hands away from your body. That way he can't have his hands just like this and sneakily pull something out. And then I'm going to tell him to spread his feet apart. And it's important that you don't say spread your legs apart, because that can be taken sexually and you can get in big trouble for that. And then it's also very important that you have the same gender checking the person who's on the ground. So if I'm a girl, I can't check him, or if he's a girl, I can't check him. And then when you actually start checking, you're going to be very methodical. You're going to do it the same way every single time so you don't miss something. You're going to start at the top, and you go down one side of the body, and you're going to start on the other side and go down that side of the body. And the whole time that you're checking, you're going to have somebody on overwatch that is watching whoever's on the ground and also the surrounding area. Because if I'm checking his body, and I'm over here looking down, making sure I'm checking everything properly, I'm not going to be able to look around and see the surrounding area. So the person on overwatch is going to be in charge of making sure that the area is still controlled and safe and no one's trying to sneak up on me because I'm not paying attention. So when I'm searching him, I'm gonna make sure that I'm grabbing him and I'm not just like brushing my hands lightly over him because he could have something taped to the inside of his clothing, not just like in a pocket bulging out. So I'm gonna be grabbing his body, making sure that he has nothing anywhere on him. If I get done with one side and I move to the second side, and now I find like a knife in his boot, that's when I'm gonna use the duress word. I'm gonna confiscate his knife. He's got a gun right here, so I would confiscate his gun. And then now, since I found something on him, I'm now suspicious that he might have something else or that he was trying to get on base to hurt somebody. So I'm gonna have to start my test all the way over again. I'm gonna come back around to this side, and I'm gonna do the same exact check. I'm gonna be even more thorough because now I'm suspicious of him. Does anybody have any questions about searching somebody?
Would you just leave the weapon you found on the ground?
No. So I said I would hand it to a person, my buddy. So yeah, you're gonna confiscate that weapon, and then you're gonna come back around and restart the thing. So I can't touch him right now because COVID, but if I could touch him, what I would do, once I've checked this side, I would grab his shoulder and his belt and pull him over, and the person who's on Overwatch is gonna be on this side looking at him to make sure he doesn't have a bomb on his chest. I can also feel his stomach and put him back down. And then I'm gonna do the same exact thing when I get on that side, checking that side of his body. I'm gonna lift him up and make sure there's nothing like in his belt line, on his chest, that he's not trying to hide anything up there.
When you guys are like searching for now, normally you would have like a 3-point sling for your rifle or a holster for your pistol. Just go ahead and set that on the ground, not pointing at anybody, but go ahead and ground your weapon. And if we're doing a scenario, we're not going to come up and take that because we know that you're searching them, and that you would have a sling or a holster. Does anyone have any questions about anything we just went over?
So it's shout, show, then shove, and then shoot to kill.
Correct. Anything else? Okay, we're going to split into 2 pairs for now for about 4 minutes to go over the ECP and detainment procedures, and then we're going to put you guys in a little scenario. Sound good? All right, let's go ahead and split off. Do guys and girls together, and we'll help you guys through it.
All right, y'all can go, I mean, if you don't want to go on the gravel, that might be the best bet. There might be ants over there. We're fine for this, I guess. Okay.
Oh, yeah, so one of you just be the person.
Alright, so one of y'all can put your gun down and approach the other person. And then the other person is going to be going through. Alright, for this one, just go up and act like you do have your ID and he's going to let you through. But still go through the procedures of letting him through.
Stop! And then ask for his...
So identify yourself.
Identify yourself.
Cadet Gerard, Detachment 160.
And then can I see some ID?
And then you'd say advance to be recognized.
Advance to be recognized.
And then you'd say halt again.
Halt.
And then you would want to ask for his ID.
Can I see your ID?
Then put it on the
Put it on the
ground.
ground and then...
Yeah, then ask him to take a step back. Then you want to go up and look at it.
Yeah, that's my idea.
Alright, identification.
And then you would take some steps back. You would want to
And then...
And then if it checks out, if you want an extra precaution, you could also ask him for a challenge word. It just kind of depends on the situation and.
But you have to come up with a challenge word like ahead of time.
Yeah, ahead of time, but it's not always necessary. So at this point, if the ID checks out, then he can be let through. And then now you guys can switch it up. You can place your weapon down, then you can grab yours.
Stop.
Who goes there?
Who goes there? Jet Miller, Detachment 160.
So this time you're not going to have an ID,
Advance.
but you're not going to resist.
Advance be recognized.
Identity recognized.
Then you would want to command halt again so that she would know to stop in case she's not with us.
Yeah, I see your ID.
Stop. ID. So you want to say identify yourself.
Mark Harris, Cadet 160. Cadet Harris, Detachment 160.
Show us my
You're
identification. And what you want to say, advance to be recognized. Advance to be recognized.
Okay, yeah. So now let's act like now you're gonna want to detain her, right? So she's walked up and she doesn't have the proper ID, but she still wants to come on base and get on base. So what are you gonna do to detain her?
Yes, you want to say turn away from the sound of my voice.
Should I start from back here again?
No, you can start right there.
Make sure you use it like a whole arm.
So her ID is not...
Yeah, she doesn't have an ID. It's not good. The challenge word didn't work.
Stop.
Lay flat in your stomach.
Turn.
Put your hands out beside you,
Turn
away
around.
from your body.
Turn away from the sound of my voice.
Spread your feet apart.
Drop.
Start checking him.
So
Oh,
you
drop
go
your
ahead
knees.
and put your gun down for this.
Because that'd be handing it or holstering it.
Yep, right. And then you'd have Overwatch.
Think about how you want them to be on the ground.
And then simulate on
Lie flat on your
So
stomach.
yeah, you'd want to do
Oh,
the
right
arms,
front
and
of
you
the
want to make sure to
stomach.
simulate pulling them over. You'd want to do the legs and all that.
Move your hands from your body.
Also boots and
Spread your
shoes.
feet.
Hats are covered.
And then then you would simulate a search.
And
Okay.
then you'd also have Overwatch over there checking in, make sure.
And then you would just detain her.
Then so assume they don't
So
find
let's
anything.
let's flip roles now.
Okay, at this point you would either see if
Don't be afraid to be loud when you're
if
showing them the
you
halt and
right, you
stuff.
Yeah, especially when we do the
command
scenario.
it and
I get it like
let
right
them
now,
know
but
what
once we're in a scenario, make sure you're loud and commanding,
probably get 'em to it.
so the person knows like, okay, I don't need to be messing with this person.
You can just simulate being handcuffed.
Stop.
Slowly rise to your knees.
Alright,
Yeah,
turn
that's
around.
Slowly rise to your knees.
What is the signal for like raise your hands or like put your hands up?
Well, at this point, you wouldn't say put your hands up, just drop slowly to your knees.
Alright,
and
drop
then
to your
you'd want to
knees.
simulate helping pick them up, I guess, by the
Alright, lay flat on the ground.
And then you would want to escort him
Spread your
into the
feet.
building with someone else.
And move your hands away from your body.
Move your hands away
Alright,
from
you
your
good?
body.
Okay, cool. Do you have time?
Third,
Take over 3 S's.
you flip
Well, I think
her.
we're about to do this scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys good on? Or
Okay, yeah,
three
you can
S's?
go ahead and get
Five
up,
S's?
Sidley.
Are you guys good
Let's
with
move over here.
that? You guys remember?
Yeah, that's your building clear.
Normally we have, let's call it 200 here or someone else help you, so I'll be kind of helping you guys out.
Oh wait, what here?
200. Normally
Yeah,
have 200.
200.
So I'll be helping you guys out. So generally you would want 1 or 2 people in front to confront people, whoever's coming out.
And you keep guarding them back.
Right. So it would be a little easier with more people, but that's
So,
what we have.
I mean, like, you two can have the back and me and you can
Alright,
stand at
that's
the
a
front.
minute. We're gonna start challenging you.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Oh, Cole. Identify yourself.
Hey, Galavach, attach 160.
Can you show me some ID? Can you face down on the ground and then go back?
What are you two looking for right now?
Anyone who might be coming behind him or just if he's doing anything suspicious.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna go be a different person.
Was that, I should have let you through?
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
good. Keep paying attention.
No, I found this.
Oh!
It was off base. It
Oh,
was like,
who is that?
it was like right over the field. What, do you not want it?
So just shoot him now?
Do you not want it?
No.
Why not?
Get on your knees away from the sound of my voice.
Don't you just
Turn
want
around, turn around, turn around.
it? Okay.
On the ground, knees on the ground. Lay down, flat. Take your arms and put them away from your body. And then take your feet and separate them.
Alright, at this point he's checking. Okay, he's checking up. So maybe someone else should move forward, going like that. And then you want to make sure that you keep surveying, see if you need to step up.
Are you a person?
What's he doing?
Stop. Take 5 paces backwards.
Identify yourself.
Alright, so she's going with him.
Can you show us some ID?
And then there'd be someone
Make
on
sure.
the other side.
So she's doing and have her deal with
Please
it,
place your
and
ID on the
look
ground.
over everything, okay? So you just want one person dealing with him. You want to keep an eye on him. Maybe step up and keep an eye on him, but also look around at the other people. See what's
Alright,
going
take
on.
3 paces
Okay,
forward.
'cause you
Recover
want
your
2
ID.
people focused on one guy for too long, especially with low manning. If you have more manning, you could do that.
Especially if he doesn't have a weapon or anything, right?
If they're cleared to enter, do you just tell them like cleared to enter?
Did you
or-
show his ID?
Yeah.
It's not mine though.
Sit up.
Did you check it? Alright, so did you ask him to put it on the ground?
Yes.
And did you look at it?
Yeah. I couldn't see it well. I didn't check it like thoroughly, so.
Well, it's hard with math, so let's just say that's not his ID and you figured out it's not his ID.
Okay. Alright, so please turn around.
That is a signal too.
Yeah, make sure you make. It's okay to keep. Just have one hand on the gun during when you're doing signals, so around the sound right voice.
Okay.
Okay, make sure you guys are.
Bang, 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 bang. Alright, you're dead. Bang, 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 bang. I'm still alive. Thank you.
Go secure the gun.
I'm
There
dead.
you go. That's a good idea.
Are you both dead?
All right, dead. You're alive now. Alive now. Okay. What are you guys going to do?
Killed my friend.
Hey, turn over.
Killed
Turn
my
over
friend.
on your stomach.
Stop! He's dead.
Turn over.
You can't tell a dead person to turn over on
Oh,
his
he's
stomach.
dead now?
Come on.
Okay. I didn't.
What happened?
He's gonna grab the gun.
Hey, can you show me some ID?
Wait.
All right.
Stop.
All right, what's happening?
Drop your weapon.
Drop the weapon.
I think we should shoot him now.
Drop the weapon. Drop the other weapon.
Bang, bang. Good. All right, what are we
you
doing
guys,
now?
We only got a minute for feedback, so y'all can start on what you saw.
Okay, one of the biggest things, whenever you're leading a situation like this, whether it be ECP or some other leadership position in the field, you want to kind of be towards the back so you can have a good view of everything going on. You don't want to get too deep into one thing. It's hard when you only have a few people, so we understand that, but you want to have as good a view as you can of everything going on. Anyone else?
I'll take it. So when I first got up, Gold watched at the end, and he was just dead laying there with his gun, and I just approached it, took it, and then shot one of y'all, and then he killed me. Y'all still didn't catch up on the point that, oh, you didn't take the gun from him, I took it, and then you still didn't take the gun from me. So I mean, just be always aware, even if they're dead. I mean, do you know per se? So I mean, just take the gun as soon as you have the chance. All right.
Another thing, when you're detaining somebody, make sure you don't let like his buddies come up to him like I did to Fields. Like if you're detaining somebody and somebody starts walking up to that other person, keep them separated. And if you're detaining two people, definitely keep them separated.
What if like a whole group comes up?
Then you have to try to separate them. You have to get them all down as quick as you can.
Would you be like calling for backup or something?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't think especially with only 4 of you, we're not going to send 6 people.
But you have a pretty good negotiator in your hand. Tell people to get back.